Hi, it's Brendon from Technology for Hotels. Thank you for joining me today on the first video in a series of 8 videos where we're going to be looking at technology and trends and how they are transforming the guest experience. This first video is the scene setting or the introductory video. So let's get started. Just to set the scene, I'd like to show you this image here. And to me, it really signifies how much technology has come to play a part in everyone's lives. What we're looking at here is a photo of Syrian refugees as they flooded into Greece in 2016. And when they arrived at the refugee camp, the first question to staff had nothing to do with food and water, as you would expect. They asked if Wi-Fi was available and how could they charge their phones. Wow, if that doesn't signify how much technology has come to play a part in our lives, I don't know what else does. As I said, my name's Brendon Granger. I'm a hotelier and a self-confessed geek. But most importantly, I'm passionate about the guest experience and how technology can be used to improve it. In this series, we're going to look at technology trends and how they're transforming the guest experience. As I said, it's an 8-part series. I'm going to focus on 6 key trends. There are many more, but I feel these are the ones that we need to watch, the ones that we need to keep on our radar. Before we cover off the trends that we're going to be looking at during the series, there's 2 things that I'd like to highlight. The first one is, I'm not proposing that technology replaces the people in hospitality. Hospitality is very much a people business and always will be, in my view. And I think Chris Nassetta, the Hilton president and CEO, summed it up really well when he said, the idea of technology is to take friction out of the experience for customers, to delight them a little bit more. But we're not trying to take the people out of it. And I totally agree with that. The second thing we need to keep in mind is that one size does not fit all. So what I'm saying here is a clever technology solution with no familiar alternative will lead to operational issues and guest dissatisfaction. As we go through the series, I'll highlight this, but I think we need to offer guests choices. We shouldn't force them to use technology or the latest technology we've implemented as the only means of achieving something. So let's start by looking at the technology that we're going to cover off in the series. The first one is a group, and I call this category Transactional Streamlining. So what we're talking about here is making things easier for the guests. And there are 2 technologies that fall into that category. The first one is smart self-check-in. So I see smart check-in where technology handles the transaction and people connect with people as a great opportunity right now. The second category in transactional streamlining is in-room tablets or guest devices. So what we're talking about here is putting the guest in control by giving them the right tools, allowing them to order things from the room or communicate with you or have access to the full compendium either on a tablet or on their own device. And it's been proven by doing this, you can increase revenue. The third category is voice assistants, such as Alexa and Google. This is a technology I believe we need to keep our eye on. I don't think our guests are ready for it quite yet. BYO. This is not a new trend, but in particular with the uptake of Netflix, I see offering guests the ability to cast their own content is something that most hotels are looking at right now. Room automation. I know that most of you watching have implemented energy management in your hotels, and I think that's a great thing. But I think there's an opportunity to go the next level and enhance the experience with room automation. The Internet of Things. Over the next couple of years, I think we're going to see some really exciting benefits as devices and systems will be able to pre-alert us to the fact that there's a problem looming, that they're about to break down. Robots. I don't think our jobs are at risk, but I do think, like many technologies in the hospitality industry, there's an opportunity for robots to work side by side with humans to enhance the guest experience. As I said, I'm a self-confessed geek, and I will go out and invest in technology just for the sake of it. And of course, as hoteliers, we cannot do that. You know, we've got large room numbers. We need to have a good rationale. We need to have a reason why. And ideally, in my mind, we need to think about what problem is this technology that we're implementing solving. So to finish up this first video, let's look at the reasons why we'd be implementing technology. And I think there are 4 key reasons why we would implement new technology. The first one is a brand standard. So here, head office have done the heavy lifting. They've gone out, they've done the research, they've done the beta testing, the pilots, etc. And they're saying to you, as part of the brand standard, we would like you to implement this technology. The second reason is to gain a competitive edge. If done well, this can be a huge benefit, often for a finite time because the competition will catch up. But it is a competitive market, and if you can have a competitive edge, even for a short period, then it's worthwhile looking at that technology. The third reason, and the main reason why we should be implementing technology, is to make things better, faster, and cheaper. As Chris said, to alleviate friction from our guest experience and to enhance that guest experience. And the last reason, and thankfully we don't see that a lot, is ego. Before we close today, I'd just like to remind you that in all cases, technology should have a positive impact on the guest experience, or at worst, a neutral impact on the guest experience. So in closing, here are my contact details. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or would like to talk further. You can also find me on LinkedIn. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you on the next video where we're going to be talking about smart check-in. Thank you very much. Hi, it's Brendon from Technology for Hotels. Thank you for joining me today on the first video in